Hello and welcome to the History Fellow channel. In this particular series we're going to be looking at local history that is kind of fallen by the wayside and kind of forgotten, or might have been a major event on its day but it's kind of fallen from people's consciousness now. So it's kind of a series to just bring local news and history back to the forefront sort of thing, so that more people can learn about what's happened locally, maybe in their area or around the country in the UK. Today we're going to start off with the Llanelli Riots of 1911. So the Llanelli Riots of 1911 were a series of events precipitated by the National Railway strike of 1911. Mass picketing action at Llanelli railway station was brutally suppressed by the police. This resulted in the deaths of 2 men shot dead by troops of the Worcestershire Regiment. Rioting followed and magistrates' homes were attacked and railway trucks were set on fire, resulting in an explosion which killed a further 4 people. The incident was highly politically sensitive, as the Great Western Railway through Carmarthenshire, South West Wales, was the main route between England and the Troubles in Ireland. The riots occurred during a period of great industrial unrest and involved prominent figures on the international scene such as Lloyd George, Winston Churchill, King George V, and Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany. The 2-day industrial action took place on Friday the 18th and Saturday the 19th of August 1911. It was part of the first national railway strike. A joint committee of trade unions was created to coordinate industrial action in the town, chaired by Richard Squance. It organised a mass picket in Llanelli due to the ease with which strikers could blockade the Great Western Railway at Llanelli railway station. The strike itself lasted only 2 days, and it started on Thursday evening, and by Saturday evening a negotiated settlement had been reached. However, by this time a series of clashes with strikers had led to the deployment of a detachment from the Worcestershire Regiment. The involvement of the army was approved by the then Home Secretary, Winston Churchill. On the 19th of August, during the negotiations, a train containing strike-breaking workers was held up. The commanding officer of the troops, Major Brownlaw Stewart, ordered his men to use bayonets to disperse the crowd. The train passed slowly, but was pursued by strikers who boarded it and put out the engine fire, immobilising it. Troops followed, but found themselves boxed in a cutting. As miners approached, some throwing stones, Stewart asked the local justice of the peace to read the strike as the Riot Act, which he apparently mumbled reluctantly. Stewart then ordered his men to fire shots towards the crowd. 2 young men were shot dead. One was 21-year-old tin plate worker named John who had joined the picket line to support his less fortunate townsman. The other was 19-year-old youth named Leonard Warsaw, who was not involved in the conflict, but he just came out of his back garden when he'd heard the commotion. In his report, Major Stewart claimed his soldiers were firing warning shots and were unaware of the men when they did so, but other witnesses claimed they were deliberately targeted. The troops' action sparked not only the strikers, but also the residents of Llanelli into a day of widespread disorder and rioting. 1 man was killed when he attempted to use dynamite to open an armoured freight carriage. Unaware that the cargo was munitions, resulting in a massive explosion. On the following day, 3 more people died from injuries sustained in the blast. Local historian John Edwards believes a conspiracy between Liberals and the Chapels promoted shame, though his aunt referred to the Worcesters as the murderers. As such, the riots were rarely spoken of in the town, such that most of its later residents were unaware of one of the more significant events in its town. And there we have the story of the riots in Llanelli. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and you'll come back for more local history very soon. Thank you very much, and goodbye.